That's a high compliment, actually.
Oh, is it? Okay.
I think it's a high compliment. I think it is, right?
Oh, I guess it's a compliment.
That's a compliment. I think it's a compliment.
Okay, cool.
Is it?
I don't know.
Is that a compliment?
I don't really think about it as a compliment.
Is that a positive? Is that a positive thing, or is that a neutral thing for you?
Si cuento cuántas veces me has mentido, no me dan los dedos de los pies.
I don't fully trust what a textbook or a dictionary tells me. I find that I trust more of what I hear people say and what they use. So usually when a teacher tells me something, or if like a textbook says something, obviously I believe it because I know there's like truth to it, but I'm always, I'll like read it in the textbook, I'll hear my teacher tell me, or like I'll be like, oh, interesting. And then I'll like listen to real speakers speak when they're not paying attention to grammar or anything, and I'll see, does that match what I learned in class? I've seen too many examples of when you see something in like a dictionary or a textbook or something where it's true, but when people actually speak, they do something a little bit different, or maybe they change it, or maybe sometimes they break the rule, or maybe sometimes they do something different than what is strictly in the textbook. So I'm always like, I always like trust like 60 to 70% of what the book says, and I'll trust it, like, oh, it's probably true. And I want to like check to see what natives are saying and like people actually say and whatnot. Oh, I literally just went to knock, and then...
Yeah, that was my plan, that was my goal. I like these talking moments.
Okay.
Yeah, I really like it. Maybe a part of it is like the focal point of your camera, right?
Yeah.
It sees more of what's happening around you.
Okay.
And your shots are definitely a lot better, yeah. Like you're thinking about, like composition a little bit more. Pretty decent video. It reminds me a lot of like Casey Neistat, style of yeah.
That's a high compliment, actually.
Oh, is it? Okay.
I think it's a high compliment. I think it is, right?
Oh, I guess it's a compliment.
That's a compliment. I think it's a compliment.
Okay, cool.
Is it?
I don't know.
Is that a compliment?
I don't really think about it as a compliment.
Is that a positive? Is that a positive thing, or is that a neutral thing for you?
I'm just saying what I'm observing. That first thing that came to my head when I was like, yeah, it's very.
The fact that someone who's as
very
like amateur as me,
yeah,
is like even remotely compared to like a Casey Neistat would be like.
No, Casey Neistat is definitely his own thing. But the work, he works very simply though. He uses one camera, but his editing is impeccable. That's one thing you have to notice about Casey Neistat. Is like, you can he only has one camera, but he edits. He knows how to create a story.
And not just post, but also during.
But I see that a lot of this one. So you have your like kind of daily movements around the city with your camera, and then you have speaking moment where you're speaking to the audience. And then cutting it to the experiences you had in the different day. That's good storytelling. It's like comparing A to B.
And this one, I wanted to nail this one because like this one is so important because I want people to fly me down to them.
Yeah.
So I have to nail this one so that people watch and they go, oh, I get it. I want to fly Azren down. Like, oh, I have a group of 5 people. As we wrap up today's vlog, what I want to do is something a little different. I want to go through some questions that people have sent me on Instagram, and I'm going to answer them for you. So I think a lot of them are very, very useful. So I have one question here asking, hey, how can I actually improve my communication skills and my writing ability? Now, in my perspective, when it comes to writing skills, one thing that is really useful is to, first of all, get in the habit of writing every single day. So one way to do that is to start a journal. Part 2 of that advice is once you've been writing and you have the habit of actually writing consistently, then go and find someone to start correcting some of your errors. So maybe using a website like italki, maybe if you have a friend who speaks that language, maybe messaging me if I speak that language that you're learning, like find someone to help you correct some of those errors, and that'll be really fantastic. But the one thing I want to really stress on here is you need to make sure that first you develop the habit of doing daily writing before worrying too much about getting the exact grammar right, getting the exact spelling, all of that stuff, I think the habit of writing and doing that regularly needs to come first. Part 2 of that question was about the communication side, I believe. So it was about how do you improve communication skills. Yes, that's the one. Same kind of thing. You need to get in the habit of speaking every single day first. So before you even go and try and talk to other people, I've said this before actually, just record like an audio recording on your phone every single day talking about what you did, and maybe make an effort to do a longer and longer audio every single time, a longer and more in-depth, more detailed audio every single time. Once you have that habit, then maybe what you can do is start to, ask some native speakers or ask some teachers, ask somebody to listen to some of your audios to give you some feedback on how to improve. That is a fantastic way to improve your communication skills. And then of course you can do classic things like language exchanges. You can take lessons, private lessons, tutoring, conversation classes, university classes, traveling abroad. You have a lot of options like that too. But the cheapest, the most affordable, a very practical thing that everyone can start doing as of today, both on the writing front and the communication front, on both fronts, daily journaling, daily audios on your phone. Get in the habit of doing that. It's going to get you used to communicating, get you used to writing. You're going to get that habit built. You'll feel more comfortable. Then start to find some resources to help correct and help give you feedback to improve. Now with that question answered, let's wrap things up there, and I will see you guys next time. Bye for now.
Okay, and one more question for you. Do you have some problem, like, if you keep on learning one language, like to immerse in this language, and then just switch to another language? I'm asking because I found, like, I started to study Spanish many times, and maybe I've got some elementary level or so. And when I try to like when people ask me, for example, in China, my Chinese friends, when I told them like I've learned Spanish also, and they asked me how to say some easy phrases in Spanish, I couldn't remember. Just my mind just gives me only Chinese because I was fully concentrated on Chinese, and I couldn't even remember how to say I in Spanish, and if I try to remember, I in my mind gives me only wo, and I'm like, it's Chinese. Yeah, so I mean, I'd like to learn Spanish, but I don't know how to put it all together.
I almost wonder if it's better for you to focus fully on Mandarin for the next 3 years. You become like quite comfortable where you're like, yeah, I'm pretty good, like I'm not maybe perfect, but I'm like very comfortable. I don't struggle anymore. Then do Spanish. Maybe I don't know, maybe you're like that where you can only do one at a time.
I hope so.
Yeah.
That's kind of dream to visit Spain someday.
Yeah. And you know what, maybe that's what you do. You focus on Mandarin, and then if it's a dream to visit Spain, maybe you start saving money now. Start saving a little bit, and then you decide from work you're going to take a 6-month break or a 3-month break or whatever. I don't know your lifestyle, but you can figure that out. But then you you pick a city in Spain, you find a language school, and you go to school 20 hours a week, and then you tour for the rest of your week, and you kind of see things and meet people, go to the bars, go talk to people, and then you can live your dream of being in Spain. Right? And you get to learn Spanish. You're now in a Spanish environment. If you save for 3-4 years, you could probably save a good amount of money to do it. And then, I don't know, that could work. That could be something that's like practical and maybe doable.